Hello. Today we're going to talk about making McGraw-Hill work with Google Classroom. Okay, so I have set up a page so you can take a look at what it actually looks like for the students. So if you go to 357 LUAM, enter that code in for the class, then you can become part of that class. All right. And if you want to do the same on McGraw-Hill, we are down here under teacher demo as GQL4SQOM. All right, so you are going to log into your account and you're going to click on McGraw-Hill, and McGraw-Hill is going to come up and you are going to launch your class that you want to do. All right, so there's a couple different ways that you can make assignments. The most direct way is click on here on assignments and wait, and you click on add assignment. Now it'll ask you, what do you want to do? So we're going to do, first thing we do is a smart book. So we're going to click on smart book, and it's going to ask us for, should be giving us content. Hello. All right, here we go. So it's going to ask us what chapter we want. So we are going to do, let's do Reconstruction. So we're going to click on that, and it's going to give us the 4 lessons. Now, you can make the questions. What happens is the kid will read this, and as they're reading it, a question will come up on what they just read. They will answer it. If they get it wrong, the question goes to the back, and it will cycle through again. As it cycles through, actually, each time they see the question, they are going to see the question, and then are going to see part of the they're going to see the text in which it's in. So where the answer is, so they can go back and read the text. So you can do this with a lot of content, and it says it's going to take 35 minutes. Or you could go with less content. I don't know why you would do that, but maybe you're trying to just hit the highlights for maybe a leveled reader or something like that. So we're going to go with more content here. All right, so we've got in chapter 17 there are 4 lessons. I have in the past given out lesson 1 as one assignment, then lesson 2, then lesson 3, then lesson 4. That's worked out okay, but sometimes there's a ghost in the machine, and the kids will get to lesson 1, and it will ask them for 47 learning items. Okay, when I've only programmed it to do 12. So what I do now is I take the entire chapter and I assign it. So, all right, right here it says create assignment. Get those 4 lessons for Reconstruction. Okay, I am going to put Smart Book Reconstruction. I can add instructions to it. Here's the scheduling. So it's going to give it to me today, and it's going to give me a due date of tomorrow. What I do is I typically push it off into the future to the end of the unit, so the kids will have access to it the whole time. So let's say it's April 10th. All right, and I make these 100 points because that's just easier for me, and you'll see later on why that's good. Okay, so we've got graded. We got yes, we want it visible. It's going to default to an assignment. Okay, so here we have share with Google Classroom. So if I share it with Google Classroom and then I hit assign, it's going to take me to Google Classroom. We're going to do that in a minute. But I want you to see this. This is select. So you go select, and you can give it to different periods. This only lists 2 of my other periods. It's a long story. Don't worry about it. When you hit select, you should have all of them come up, all 5 of your periods. And so you hit select all, because I want this to go to period 7 and to planning. All right, so I'm going to click on Google Classroom. When I hit assign, this assignment is going to appear in the assignments of those other two classes, so I don't have to go back and do it again. All right, so we're going to hit assign, and it will take us to this page, shared Google Classroom. Oh yeah, you should log into Google Classroom beforehand. Okay, so we're going to do teacher demo social studies. And we're going to choose action. I'm going to create an assignment. Then once all that's ready to go, I'm going to click go. All right, so this is going to be chapter reading for Reconstruction. Riveting to listen to me type, isn't it? Okay, so I could put this in all my different classes. I'm only, of course, doing the one this time, and I can give it to certain students. This is great because sometimes I do leveled stuff where I just pluck out the kids who are on IEPs or need extra support, and I'll give them a different lesson. But this one, we're just going to do all students, and I'm going to keep it 100 points. I never grade anything in Google Classroom, so it really doesn't matter to me how much it is. And due date, I'm not going to do that. Topic, I don't want to create a topic. Who cares? I don't really use that. So I don't put a due date in here because I want the kids to be able to access it. And if I put a due date in McGraw-Hill, it will automatically cut it off at that due date. So it just gives me another way to mess up if I put another due date here. All right, so here we go. Chapter reading for Reconstruction. I'm going to hit assign. And it says, I have posted to my class. Well, let's see. Click on view and see what happened. Okay, Graham Stewart posted in a new assignment, chapter reading for Reconstruction. So the way the kids are going to see this is they can click on the stream, they could click on classwork, but it's going to look like this. So what will happen is they'll click on this button, they'll click on that link, and it will take them to the actual, to what the actual assignment looks like. Not this. This is just us. This is what we see as teachers. So let me show you a little bit about what the SmartBook looks like. I really love this tool. All right, so it has a couple different things that happen here. All right, so you can have the table of contents here. I minimize that, and it seems like it's kind of light. Well, what happens is for some reason it defaults to highlights. So, or turning highlights off. So we want to turn highlights on. Okay, so asking essential questions. This is the first blah 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 blah. You move back and forth from here, so they can go all the way through and they can read the textbook all the way through. All right, now when they're ready to answer questions, practice comes up. You hit practice, and if they hang out here too long, this woman pops up and nags them. It's kind of funny. So if you haven't read anything yet, if you want, you can start practice, see how well you know. So they let you take a pretest. I usually tell my kids, it's like a pretest, but I usually tell my kids just hit the practice and go. Okay, so what made life difficult for African Americans during Reconstruction? Let's see, members of secret society, they did not approve. Let's put that one. And I'm going to say, I have no idea. If I am confused, I can read about it. So click on it. And I'll say, oh, okay, so I can read this, and it will tell me, hey, this is where it is. So I can go back, I can click on here, and I can say, all right, well, I know that it is they freedom knows. Okay, so let's check all that apply. So I'm going to say, well, I'm kind of unsure. So I click on that, and then it will give me my answers almost correct. So I can go back and read about it, or I can just click OK. So what's going to happen is this, it's not going to be this exact question necessarily, but it's going to go back into into the pile and it will pop back up later. So I will go through it again, and so it'll keep giving it to me until I get it right. All right, so I click on OK. List the events. So you guys get it. This is what you do. I don't know what this guy does. I'm not going to try it out now. So that's the interactive textbook. You can go back to just reading if you want. I'm going to minimize this again. Okay. It's really hard to, well, I guess it's not too hard. This is kind of an unwieldy format, but hey, it's what we got. So this is the exact textbook that we have. The kids, they can get somebody to, I think they can get somebody to read it to them here. I'm not sure. Anyway, so that is the interactive textbook. So when the kids want to get to it, they will just go to Google Classroom, and the stream was updated. So we're going to show that. All right. And it says I posted, so this is the chapter reading for Reconstruction. Okay. If you have any other questions, hit me up.